Hello. Welcome to Empower Capital. Where we're going to be talking about investments, tax, just empowerment, success, and motivation. Today we're going to talk about why Bitcoin is going to generate lots of new multimillionaires in 2025. There's so much going on behind the scenes. Many people have no clue what's going on, and I just want to share the information, the knowledge that I have. So buckle up. So let me just quickly introduce myself. My background is in corporate taxation. I work for some of the largest organizations in the world, and some of the big four accounting firms, and some of the clients I've worked on with private equity space and hedge funds and multi billion and some trillion assets under management. So I've had a decent background there, and this year I've spent a lot of time to really understand the capital markets, and I continue to learn every day, and have a lot of insight to share with you. How I've been able to um, double my portfolio in 2024, and I manage all my portfolios, in stocks and crypto and all that stuff. So, and I apply tax strategies because that's my profession anyway. So I'll share all those things to you as time goes on. But like, subscribe, share, comment, and let's spread the word. And I'm here to empower you to be the best version of yourself. I'm here to give. I'm not going to charge anything on this channel. Everything will be free, and I just want to help people. So, without further ado, let's get straight to action. So, why is 2025 going to be so prolific, and probably one of the most prolific years in our generation? There's been always these eras, right, throughout history. You had the Industrial Revolution, you had the dot-com era, right, when the internet came out, right? These were all moments of boom. People that captured these opportunities and were well positioned, did very well. And so now we're entering a new phase called the blockchain AI era, right? That's really so those that position themselves well with for this opportunity are going to really capitalize on this opportunity. And so let's get going, and let's talk about some of the things that I want to talk about. So one, why is it going to be so prolific? One, we have the Bitcoin ETFs approved in January 2024, January 11th to be exact, 2024, and it allowed institutions such as Blackrock and Fidelity, Ark Invest, and these asset managers to be able to offer Bitcoin to clientele, right? Most of their clients are institutions, and people can now have Bitcoin through their equities account, where you can go to Fidelity and find Bitcoin ETFs on there, right? Before you didn't have access to that through the equities. You can only buy through places like Coinbase, exchanges like, Coinbase and Kraken and all these other shady exchanges out there, right? So these were the only platforms where you would be able to deal with these things. But now it's been open. Right, the SEC approved it, so they had lots and lots of inflows. So I'm going to show you the data, okay, later on. um as the inflows come in, the price keeps going up. Why? Because you can measure these things by a formula. The formula is market capitalization, which represents demand, divided by circulating supply, which represents supply, equals price. That is the formula in economics. You can use this formula for stocks, right? Market cap divided by outstanding shares equals price, right? So in Bitcoin, it's limited to 21 million. I will explain this in bigger detail in later videos, okay? But for now, I'm gonna keep it very simple, right? Do your own research. You got ChatGPT, you got Google, you got Gemini AI, you got Claude AI, you have a DeepSeek, which was just released in China. You have so many other AI tools now. Information is at the tip of your finger, all right? So make a good use of it, and you can research everything I say and fact check me, because it's uses data point to do further research. So I want you to do that. Get in the habit of using these tools to go gain understanding. So now let's talk about the next thing. Now governments are coming in. Executive orders were made, okay, as of last week. There was an executive order to create a stockpile of digital assets, right, which is crypto, Bitcoin, for the US government at the federal level. And then the states have also created their own bills to also get in, right, on the fund. So you have the federal government, and you also have the states also with bills that they have created. They want in on the action as well. All right. And then number three, I will show you all of the entities that are buying, right? Nations, asset managers, um, just regular companies around the world, right? You're gonna see all of that, okay? And that should give you some insight. I'm just giving you a basic insight right now, and I'm not gonna go too deep. We'll go more in other videos. So let's look at some things right now, and let's see what's going on. So the first thing I want to show you right now is this, what I just told you about the executive order last week. You see that the government wants to, right, blockchain technology, digital assets. All right, they're not going to use the word Bitcoin or right now because they're trying to keep it vague. All right, and this is what they're planning. Go read it. Right, it's on the White House Gov website. Go look for this digital assets executive order. Okay, and you will see that this is what's going on. This is what's being planned behind the scenes. So if you position yourself well, you would really, right, gain advantage. I know people are going to say, "Oh, Bitcoin is too expensive." If you get a fraction, listen, you could do very well. There's other cryptos as well that are going to be included in this stockpile. Right, which ones are they? I will explain those in later videos. Right, send your questions to me. Through the comments and section. Send whatever you want to send. Ask your questions, okay? And whatever areas you want me to cover in videos, let me know, and I will consider it. Again, I'm launching this channel for you. All right, I'm doing well in my career, and investments are doing well. So I don't really need to do this, but I'm doing this to really share the word out there because I really want to help people, and I want to empower you to do well, right? To gain that power to do well, right? God gives us power to gain wealth, and that power basically is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So, but you still have to do your part as well. So that's that, right? So now let's look at what the U.S. government is planning. Look at this. The Department of the Treasury must purchase 1 million Bitcoin over a 5-year period and hold the Bitcoin in a trust for the United States. All Bitcoin acquired under this bill will be held for 20 years unless used to retire the outstanding federal debt. You see that? They are planning to use Bitcoin as a way to cut their debt. Right now, their debt is at $36 trillion, right? And they have to pay interest in that $36 trillion. So imagine them trying to pay interest on, that's a lot of money to pay interest on, right? And so they keep printing money to try to pay this interest, right? And they keep borrowing more money, and the debt keeps increasing, right? And every time they print, right, they devalue your currency, they devalue your dollar. It's called the silent tax. It's called this is how governments can take money from you, right? It's just inflate your dollars, right? And your dollar becomes worthless, right? Debased, right? That's basically what it is. So unless you're making above the inflation rate plus other factors to continue to consider, you are falling behind, right? So it's very, very important to understand that. So now they're realizing that Bitcoin is a solution to help them to be able to pay off half of their debt in the next 20 years, right? Or else there's no other way. They're going to keep accumulating and piling up, and that's not going to work. So let me show you something else. Look at this. Do you see this? MicroStrategy, 87, 175 million. That means 87.1 billion, 6.7 billion, 4.6 billion. This is how much they've invested in Bitcoin. Okay. Scroll down. Look, companies after companies. Look at this. This was Tesla, Coinbase, right? You see all these names, right? All right. Look at these. You go down here. This is the Blackrock ETF. IBIT, right? 58.9 billion, 21.4 billion. How much money came in for the ETFs last year? Look, $133 billion came into through the ETFs. Look at this. You have nations as well. Okay, let's scroll down. Look, US 20 billion, 19 billion, 6 billion Ukraine. Look at this. This is what's going on, right? That have been purchased in 2024 alone. They had $304.5 billion purchased, right? I told you the formula. The more they buy, the higher the prices keep going. They bought this. They just getting started according to BlackRock. All right. This number is going to be shattered in 2025. So get ready to see some crazy numbers, right? And the price, some are estimating Bitcoin can hit 500, 600, 700, even to $1 million. Some people have said, right? So it ranges between 200 to all the way to $1 million range of forecast of the price. What do I think? Um, I think they're gonna hit 500. So done a lot of extensive research to come to that number. But anyways, so this is what's basically going on behind the scenes. Okay, so if you don't know, you're gonna fall behind. So I'm trying to give you this insight, so you go do your research. Right? I can't give you financial advice. Everything I say here, it's not financial advice. Consider it just what I'm doing. Right? Go do your own research. Right? If you want to ask me questions, Sure, I cannot give you financial advice on this social media platforms, right? That's just the rules, right? So I got to play by the rules, and that's my disclaimer, right? So do your own research. So use whatever I share as data points, right? Last thing I'm gonna leave you with, right? Why you have to do your own research, why you have to understand why you have to do that is because in the parable that Jesus gave in the New Testament in Matthew 13, he said there was a farmer that threw seeds on the ground. Some fell on good soil, some fell on bad soil, some fell on rocky soil, rocky ground, sorry. And the disciples came to him and asked him, Master, what is the meaning of this parable? And Jesus tells them, he says, those that, right, I'm fast forwarding this there, those that heard the word, right? Those that heard the word and bared fruit, right? That fell on good soil were those that heard the word and understood it. Right. So let me show you right now. Let me read it for you. It says, but the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understand it. This is the one who produces crop yielding 160, 30 times what was sown. Right. And and if you go into the Old Testament, King Solomon and his father King David told this Solomon, he said, um, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. But in all you're getting, get understanding. Right? See, faith comes by hearing and understanding. So if you understand that, you're right, you can build your confidence and faith to be able to invest with confidence, right? And so when the market becomes volatile, right, and moves against you, and you see your account in a negative position, you're not moved, right? Because you're deeply rooted in what you invested in, right? You understand? Because you understand that this thing is not going to collapse overnight. So you're good, right? That's how I was able to double my Bitcoin portfolio, right? Because there were times the thing pulled back tremendous. People jumped out, but I knew what I knew, right? I knew what I invested in, so I was not moved. So it's very important that you do your own research to gain understanding, right? And this scripture was huge for me because even though I applied it in my faith walk, I also applied it in my financial walk and everything, right? My first step was, let me go study this thing because fear, right? Lack of understanding breeds fear, right? Lack of understanding breeds fear, right? It's a quote out there that talks about that, right? Lack of understanding breeds fear. So gain understanding, and you will not fear to do what you need to do, right? So we'll talk more about these areas, and I'll give you more insight as time goes on. All right. So subscribe, like, share, comment, and peace out.